Hi everyone, this is Leah from Palm and Grace, and in this video I'm going to go over how to use version 2.0 of my wedding budget spreadsheet. This video tutorial is going to contain a couple different clips that are going to walk you through how to use the features of the spreadsheet step by step. The main difference between this version and the first version I launched is that this version has a more streamlined layout, and I'm so excited for you to use it because I think you'll love it for tracking your spending and your budget for your wedding. If you have not grabbed a copy of this template yet and you would like to, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description box below. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and I'm more than happy to help. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. The very first tab of the spreadsheet, which is the Start tab, is super straightforward. The first thing you're going to do is add in your wedding date. You can either type it in or you can double click the cell and select the date from the calendar, and then the date format should go to something like this. After that, you're going to add in your currency symbol. You can either do this by typing it in or copy and pasting it in. Next, you're going to select your week start date. This is the day of the week that you consider to be the first day of the week. So for me, it's Sunday, but for some people, it's Monday. This is going to impact the setup of the smart calendar. The next tab that I've made some pretty significant changes to is the wedding budget tab. After I launched the original version of the spreadsheet, I wanted to figure out if there was a way to streamline this wedding budget tab even more while still having very detailed tracking of exactly where your money's going. So I finally figured out a layout and I'm so excited to share it with you. So first of all, let's go through what's in this old version of the planner. First, we have this sidebar, which is pretty much the same as the new version, just in a slightly different layout. And then over here, we have three different tables. We have a table for one-time payments, we have a table for multi-payment expenses, and we have a table for payments for the multi-payment expenses. So while all worked well and was broken down, I really wanted to streamline this even more. We have the sidebar, we have the vendor contracts and payments, which is where you'll add any vendor payments or expenses where you'll need to do multiple payments. And then over here, we have one all payments section, and this all payments section is going to house all the payments for both the vendors and any other one-time payments that you have. So for example, if you are paying for your wedding venue and you need to do, let's say, 3 different payments for it, you'll add these payments in here. Each of those payments will then be added into this vendors area so you can see how much you've paid, how much you have left to pay, and even your last payment and next payment. However, you're also going to add any one-time expenses over here, such as if you go get your nails done or you buy wedding shoes. Those are things that you want to keep track of, but that might not necessarily fall under a vendor. All of your payments, whether they're for vendors or one-time payments, will update in your budget area over here. So let's break it down. First, you're going to add in any funds that you have for your wedding over here. Once you do that, you'll see the total number of funds that you have to work with. In this section down here, you're going to add in all of your expense categories and budgets. So for example, I've just labeled these category 1, 2, 3, and 4, but you could have these be things like your venue, your photography and videography, miscellaneous, beauty-related things such as getting your nails done or hair trials. And these are categories that will go for both your vendors and for any one-time payments. Once you've added in your expense categories and budgets, the rest of these columns are automated and will automatically update as you add in your transactions. In the vendor contracts area, you can add in any different vendor payments that you have. As you can see here, once your vendor payment is complete, a check will appear here, and if you have this button selected, it will highlight just like this so you can see that it is completed and there's no outstanding payments. However, if you would like to, you can easily check this checkbox right here and that coloring will disappear. However, I like to include it just so you can see visually what needs to be paid and what does not need to be paid. As you're adding in vendors, you can add in the vendor name, the category, which is from this area over here. You'll just select from the drop-down the category that goes with the vendor. You'll add in a total cost and then any notes over here. These darker columns over here are completely automated and you don't need to add anything into them. Now moving over to the all payments area, here you can add in your payment details. You can add in a due date for a payment, which is completely optional. You do not need to do this, but if you do add in a date, then those payments will be added in to your smart calendar. So again, it's completely optional. What you do need to add in is your date paid, and then you can add in a description for the payment, the total cost. You can check it off once it has been paid, the method, which is based on what you input in the Start tab, who the payment was made by, And then here you're going to select whether it is for a vendor or it is just a one-time payment. If you select a vendor, then in this allocate payment to vendor section, you're just going to select from the dropdown which vendor it goes to, and the category for that vendor will automatically appear. If it's a one-time payment, you can select one time from the dropdown, and since you won't need to allocate the payment to any vendor, you can select the category for this one-time payment over here. These shadings make it super easy to see where you need to select the dropdown from. As you may see, we also have a filter over here, so you can sort and filter all of your payments right in this tab. You can view payments by one type or vendor, you can sort by due date or by date paid. There's so many different ways that you can sort this. And this is all to help you keep track of your different payments, when they were made, how much they cost, any different thing that you would like to see. Since you're able to sort and filter all your payments directly in the budget tab, I've removed the all payments tab, which was this tab that was in the original spreadsheet. I think it's so much easier to sort and filter all your payments directly in one place. And here you can do it much more seamlessly and view the data in any way you'd like. And that is it for adding in each of your payments. It's actually incredibly simple, and I'm so excited for you all to use it because I think you'll get such detailed breakdowns of exactly where your money and budget are. And of course, as you add in your payments over here, then these charts at the top will all automatically update for you. And that is it for how to use the new budget tab. This smart calendar will show you all of your upcoming payments for any month or year. You can change the month and year up in these drop downs up here, and you can also select whether you want to show all of your payments, show only complete payments, or show only incomplete payments. Additionally, if you want to add in any other deadlines, you can add them into this box here and they'll be added to the calendar. This is editing Leah here. I realized that there was a little snag in one of the formulas and the deadlines were not showing on this calendar, but now they are. It is totally fixed. The deadlines are shown with the star emoji and they do have the hyperlinks right over to this deadline section. And as you cross them off, it will also update in the calendar. So that is what it looks like with all the deadlines working functionally. In this area to the right, you have your entire calendar, and you can click on any of the symbols and jump right over to that payment in the budget tab. This makes it super easy to navigate between the two. And once you check it off as paid in the budget tab, in the smart calendar, it will also be marked off as paid. If you scroll even further to the right, you'll see a list of all your upcoming deadlines and a progress bar so you can see which are complete and which are not. And that is it for how to use this super simple smart calendar. It can be so helpful when tracking your upcoming deadlines, and I'm really excited for you to use it. And that is it for this tutorial on my wedding budget spreadsheet version 2.0. Again, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And if you have not grabbed a copy of this spreadsheet yet and you would like to, I'll be sure to leave a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching.